3, 2, 1.
Week 8 of our picks. If we're going to be this bad at picking, you guys are going to have to be a little more entertaining. And Curry is off to a good start. Our special guest for today is Matt Curry. He's been demoted.
He's not even a coach.
Fuck.
So we're gonna leave week 7 behind us after you guys tell your little tale about it. But it was bad. It was a slaughterhouse. Our special guest Alex did go 10-4. Did miss his mortal lock though, so keep that in mind. But I'll let you guys tell your tale because I lost mine. It wasn't a bad beat, but you guys got hit by the bad beat bug. So go ahead.
Yeah, let me jump in here.
Yeah,
Cleveland minus 3.5. Everything was demoralizing when Joe Burrow hits Giovanni Bernard in his massive mustache for a 1-yard touchdown pass. I wrote that bet off as it was dead and buried. Then red zone flashes, middle of nowhere. They're past the 50-yard line. I'm like, wait. I got to get my bearings. You're just going to jump me in the hopper like this? No context whatsoever. And before I can get my bearings together, Baker throws a beautiful touchdown to Donovan Peoples-Jones of my beloved Michigan Wolverines. And I'm like hugging Curry. I'm peaking. Everything's going great. I couldn't be more happy. Cody Parker hooks an extra point from 33 yards out, and I was in the fetal position before I could even process me hitting that.
I was out of Sam's door before that kick passed the upright wide left. I saw that kick go up and immediately knew that it had no prayer of finding any space in between the uprights. Like right off his foot, I was like, nope, there's no way.
Yeah, I saw Matt Curry run a 4.40 down my block on a bum ankle. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
It was
absolutely abhorrent. And then it precedes me to panic bet Denver +7 in the worst bet of the year.
Oh
it was
God.
Gone in a minute. No chance of ever hitting. The bloodiest Sunday of 2020. Just
so
awful.
A couple of notes to add. Jesse, that was a great retelling of how it happened. 2 things. One, the Browns were my mortal lock. So my reputation's on the line, on the foot of Cody Parker. And then the Broncos were Jesse's mortal lock. So he's panic pick doubling down on a line that was worse than his original line because he got it at 9.5 for the mortal lock. And then it moved to -7 because of the snow that wasn't even a factor in the game.
Yeah, I don't know why that line moved. That was dumb.
It was
money.
1 gram of snow. 1 gram of snow.
There was a kick return touchdown. Like there was just bomb touchdowns all over the field. Like I don't know what. I don't know.
So Cody Parker was double doink, correct?
Correct.
So Cody
he
Parker
was double doink.
He giveth and he
One
taketh
may
away.
argue that extra point miss was the biggest miss of his career.
Yeah, disgusting. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
The miss to only win by 3 there, with like I don't even know how much time was left. Definitely like 10 seconds, some amount of time where there was no way the Bengals could score. Which, speaking of which, 1 minute and 4 seconds apparently is enough time to drive down the field and score a touchdown in the NFL. Who would have thought? The Falcons just find new ways to lose, and I'm a moron forever betting on them.
You were retired from Monday to Thursday, but we're glad to have you back.
Yeah, so again, a little background of the Bloody Sunday. So there was a 5-minute stretch during the witching hour, the beginning of it, where I lost 3 straight bets in 5 minutes. Bets that were bets that not only did I lose these bets, I lost them in impossible fashion. They were already won. Like they were in the bag. Todd Gurley accidentally scores a touchdown. So actually that one was kind of lost because it was Falcons -1.5. Todd Gurley doesn't score there. They kick a field goal to win, and they win by 1. So Todd Gurley, that big dumb idiot, stumbles into the end zone, and I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to cover. All you have to do is not let up a touchdown, not a field goal, a touchdown with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to match that after the Lions, and they do. Then, so I think after Todd Gurley scored the touchdown, you know, ESPN had him at like 99.8% to win or some shit. Then the Browns thing happened, and then Stephen Gostkowski from like 45 yards out I had the over at 51.5. The Pittsburgh Steelers decided to score 3 points in the entire second half. So the final score was 27-24. Thank
That's
you, Mr.
51 points
Goskowski.
for those at home.
That's a total of 51, which is
Just
under
disgusting.
51.5. So, yeah, that all happened. I had a missed extra point, a missed field goal, and a complete falconing to lose 3 bets in a row. So that's all I'm going to touch. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, get to the
Behind us,
slate.
Week
It's
8's
disgusting.
a new week. Let's get after it.
It's a new week. We're back to the basics. I will say that our mortal lock status is up in the air. If we don't go at least 2-1 today, we're gonna have to change the name. But let's jump in. We got Thursday Night Football: Atlanta Falcons at Carolina Panthers. Panthers 1.5-point favorites. I think I saw them earlier today at 2.5 points. Either way, I like the Panthers. I like the Panthers here. It seems like a fairly easy pick, but give me Teddy B big. Some fantasy bias. I have him starting in place of Kyler Murray this week, so give me the Panthers to roll here.
Yeah, mortal locking this off the bat.
Oh,
the
snap.
sucker play of the week. We're taking the over 51.5 here. And Curry's taking it with me. So I wouldn't rather go down with anyone else besides Curry.
Although I did get it at 49.5.
And I hate you for that because they're going to score 50 points.
I
They're
was
going to score
say,
50.
Beware the 51.5 line. It'll get you, man.
27-24.
Think you're in the clear.
27-24
Think you're in the clear. Think you're in the clear, and then the best team in football decides to put up 3 points in the second half. So it'll get you.
But my rationale being I'm taking this. Carolina's defense stinks. Atlanta's defense stinks. The weather's not going to be great, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as we were talking about in another group chat. I'm fading those guys. And as far as a spread goes, I'm taking Carolina. I think Atlanta. You can't take Atlanta after last week. That means they're going to hit, but you can.
I will also take Carolina. I'm fading Atlanta because I hate Atlanta. Atlanta's pass defense is actually, like, historically bad. Like, I saw a stat, I think it was added by our resident genius, Mark DeCesar, who said the Seahawks were, like, historically bad through 6 weeks, like the most passing yards ever. Falcons are not that far behind them.
Yeah.
So they stink. Carolina's offense isn't great, but with two defenses this bad, like, points are going to be scored. Coverage is going to be blown.
Okay.
So I'm going to ride the over, and I'm also going to ride the Panthers. So
I might have to take the over now. I'm feeling a lot of solidarity this week. We're going back to the basics. We're all going to be hot. I'm feeling it. So we're all taking the Carolina Panthers -1.5. Jesse's mortal lock over 51.5 points. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Detroit Lions. Colts are 2.5-point favorites. I'm already feeling the dissension because I can never pick the Detroit Lions. I'm going to take the Colts here at -2.5. I believe they're coming off a bye week, and I think they're a pretty decent team. It's hard to tell. They come out some weeks and look very good, and some weeks look very bad. Off a bye, I'll give them a good week. Full disclaimer, it's -2.5 right now at -130, so that line's definitely moving in their favor. Give me the Indianapolis Colts -2.5.
Wait,
yeah,
it was -1.5, or are you saying
it is -2.5 at -130 right now?
Okay. In favor of the Colts.
Yes.
Okay.
So give me Detroit here. I saw an interesting stat on Coward today that Matt Stafford has the most comeback wins as far as in the fourth quarter of the 2010s. I think Matt Stafford's making shit happen on the field right now. His stats aren't great, but the running game is also awful, so the teams don't have to prepare for that. I know we have a couple D Swift believers of our viewership. Bad take. Running game's awful. Stafford's doing everything he can. With that being said, love getting Detroit in the points when I can, so give me Detroit.
Jesse, man, you love the Lions. I don't know why.
To my detriment. I don't think they're like a positive against the spread this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, as much as I said that I'd like to put last week behind us, I already hate picked the Panthers because of the Falcons thing. I'm gonna hate pick against the Lions here with the Colts because fuck the Lions for last week.
Sure.
I think the Colts are gonna play some smash mouth football. Philip Rivers stinks, but why not? Give me the Colts. I don't know what to think anymore, so just give me the Colts.
All right, Curry and I taking the Colts. Jesse taking the Lions.
Fuck.
Next we have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. Browns are 2.5-point favorites. Feel very much inclined to take the Browns here. Much like Jesse, he doesn't see a Lions line he doesn't like. I don't see a Browns line I don't like very often. Browns 2.5-point favorites. I think they're better without Odell. Start that narrative now. Browns minus 2.5.
Taking the Raiders here. Not much conviction considering they got smacked by old Tom Brady last week. But Cleveland just I thought they were going to pounce the Bengals, and the Bengals stink, and they barely won that one. They needed a Baker miracle. I think that can't last for long. If you're going to need Baker to have a miracle every week, you're not going to be winning too many games in the NFL. So give me the Raiders here.
Give me the Raiders as well. They couldn't cover against the Bengals. They're not going to fucking cover against the Raiders. I think the Raiders are in for a big bounce back week. I think Baker, now that he's actually built up expectation, it's time for him to let everybody down again. So let me fade the Browns out of hate again. Hate and spite. So that's all
big theme this
that's
week.
all the hate. That's all the hate and spite picks because those are the big three. I love how we're starting out.
Get them out
three,
early.
But, yeah.
Get them out early. Okay, I'm taking the Browns. You guys are taking the Raiders. Next, we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Miami Dolphins. Rams are 3-point favorites. This feels like a trap to me, taking the Rams. Seems like a very easy pick considering how good they looked last week. Tua making his first start in the NFL. For that reason, I'm going to take the Dolphins. Seems like very much a trap. I think that first starter juice is very similar to interim head coach juice. You saw it last year with Daniel Jones, and they're coming off a bye week. They had plenty of time to prepare specifically for this game. Rams have a bit of a short week and traveling across the country. Give me the Dolphins +3. If it were 3.5, I'd love it. 3.5, or three flat, I like it. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, I actually saw another interesting stat on Cowherd. The Dolphins receivers, they get the least amount of separation in the league, and the Rams already have a pretty formidable secondary led by Jalen Ramsey. So the fact that they're not getting separation already and they have a rookie quarterback starting his first start in the NFL, I think it's going to be kind of a disaster start personally, and that's a shame because I have a lot of stock in the Dolphins offense in fantasy. But with that being said, I like the Rams. I like the Rams to roll here, not going to lie. So give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Rams as well. And I'm trying to eliminate, kind of Sam touched on a little bit, like the recency bias. But it's funny that we're talking about stats because I saw a stat on, I think it was Pro Football Focus, said the Dolphins are a bad team.
That's a heavy analytic.
I had to pay a subscription for that, actually. Yeah.
No way.
Let's not forget.
Wait. You have a Pro Football Focus subscription?
No, I'm kidding.
Thank God. Come on. I would sue you if that was correct.
Who the fuck am I? Mark? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Damn, lame.
But
we respect Mark. He actually makes money on this shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, actually, yeah, unlike us. So yeah, Dolphins are a bad team. Rookie quarterback. Give me the Rams. McVay's gonna run circles around them. I know you guys hate that. I didn't mean to trigger you there, Jesse, but it's true.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
he'll never win a Super Bowl.
Some of his drives, I swear to God, he looks like a freaking genius. There was one early in the game against the Bears. He was just flying down the field. We got you guys taking the Rams, myself taking the Dolphins. Kind of rude to make Tua's first game against Aaron Donald. Like he might eat him alive, but
for real,
we'll see what happens.
Make sure you
Same thing with
tape up that knee.
Yeah. Okay. Next we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. Packers 5.5-point favorites. I'm going to be hard pressed to pick against the Packers ever, because at best they're putting up a stinker once every 5 weeks. It's hard to pick against that. So give me the Packers minus 5.5. I just think they're pub stomping a bit now.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers responded very nicely after the shellacking he took in Tampa Bay 2 weeks ago. That game against Houston, if I'm recalling correctly, was never close. And the Packers are just going to destroy the Vikings because their defense is terrible. Kirk can't keep up with Rodgers, so give me the Packers.
Give me the Packers as well. Hate to do the solidarity pick again, but give me my Packers. First of all, my Packers. I never doubted them for a second.
Except for that 1 week when you doubted them.
Except for that 1 week when I doubted them.
And you were right.
And they fell completely flat.
Yeah.
But, I mean, last week we saw, like, Devontae Adams is back. Like, didn't have him against the Bucs. Not that they would have won that game. But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers just kind of showed he was like, hey, like, I can throw to this dude every play, and you can't stop me or him. And it didn't have Aaron Jones last week. I don't know if he'll be back this week. Jamal Williams proved to be very capable as a fill-in, but
Yeah, you would.
either way, Packers are going to roll. I don't even know if Dalvin's going to be back. Not that that matters. Packers roll.
Okay, we're all taking the Packers here at -5.5. Next, we have the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. Bills are 3.5-point favorites. Bills looked bad last week against the Jets. Sam Darnold turned it over twice, and they only put up 18 points against the Jets again. The Patriots also looked atrocious last week. So two teams coming in looking bad. Got to take the one getting 3.5-point favorites and has Bill Belichick. And do you really think the Patriots can drop to 2-5? Like, let's come on. I mean, they're dead. I'm much more comfortable picking against them if they lose this week, if they don't cover this week. But for now, give them one more week. Patriots +3.5.
Yeah, Patriots, man. Sorry, who are they playing?
The Bills.
The Bills? And what's the line?
3.5.
Come on. The Patriots haven't lost to the Bills since World War II. I'm taking the Patriots here. This is such a trap. Everyone and their mother is going to be on the Bills. The Patriots looked lost last week, but until I see it happen, the Bills are going to choke. Give me the Pats here.
I don't know that everyone's going to be on the Bills. Like, they looked bad against
Bills
the Jets.
are at -120 right now, FYI.
They looked bad against
Carolina.
the Jets. Like, you know how bad you have to be to look bad against the Jets? I mean, again, a lot of that is stemming from Josh Allen and how they, you know, if he plays good, then they look really, really good. If he doesn't play good, then they look really, really bad. So it all kind of stems from him. He's kind of like the X factor in any given Sunday, as they say. And I think last week a lot of people got caught in the trap of betting like on Bill Belichick's coaching, which Jesse just kind of explained. Like, oh, like the Patriots haven't lost to the Bills since World War II. It's like, well, yeah, they've had Tom Brady all those years, and now they don't, and they also don't have any talent. Cam Newton stinks. Driscoll stinks. Like, their defense isn't what it was last year. Give me the Bills.
Okay, Jesse and I taking the Patriots. Curry taking the Bills. Next, we have the New York Football Jets at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 19.5-point favorites. Okay, so.
Oh my God.
So the Jets covered last week.
Miracle.
So they earned a little bit of analysis from myself rather than the normal pick against them. I'm still going to pick against them because they haven't won yet. They're not going to win. Actually, Mortal Lock, Jets +1,300. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that what it is? 1,300? 13 to 1?
Yeah.
Wow.
Any given Sunday.
True. But the Jets,
Not this.
Joe Douglas drafted pretty well is my take. Denzel Mims looked pretty good. He had 4 catches for 40 yards in the first half before getting Tre'Davious White put on him in his first NFL game. You get Tre'Davious White put on you in your first NFL game, you're not – I mean, you are on the Jets, so it's easy to do, but that's pretty impressive. Mekhi Becton looks like a good left tackle, and Michael Pirine looks like a solid running back. So I like what he did in the draft. The future is not the bleakest thing possible right now, just pretty bleak. 1-15. 1-15. Give me the Chiefs -19.5 for obvious reasons.
My Achilles heel is fading the Chiefs at big lines, and I'm going to take the Jets here. The line's way too fat for me. Injury, weather, Andy Reid having some sort of medical injury. I don't know. Like, there's just way too much that can go wrong here for the Chiefs to have to cover 19.5. All those factors being considered, I'm going to take the Jets. And I hate myself for it.
I'm going to – and you hate yourself for it. Yeah. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a Le'Veon Bell revenge game. I think they're going to feed him. Because, again, the Chiefs in the second half, they might throw the ball 5 times in this game if they have a big enough lead. And now they don't have to run CEH into the ground because they have Le'Veon. So there's enough – I think there'll be enough carries to go around this game against this shit Jets defense for them to both, rack up yards. Whatever Le'Veon Bell's rushing yards is, take the over and take the Chiefs. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he earned the revenge game moniker, considering he got paid a fuck ton by the Jets and didn't do much.
Why would he be
Right.
pissed? The team sucked and he made a fortune.
They mercifully cut him as well.
Yeah.
But
that's what I mean. They cut him. Like,
They treated him
we don't want
very
you.
well.
That was a
They
mercy
paid him
cut,
a lot
though.
of money for a little production.
I guess.
Okay. Yeah. The problem with this line is, do you think the Chiefs really care if they win 31-14? Like, they don't give a shit. And they still wouldn't cover. But with that being said, Curry and I taking the Chiefs, Jesse taking the Jets. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens coming off a bye. They're 3.5-point favorites. They're at home. But I think the Steelers might be the best team in the NFL. I don't know. I'd probably take the Chiefs over them still. And the Ravens are definitely in that conversation. But it's 3.5 points. For that reason, I'm going to make this my mortal lock on the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 3.5. Do these two ever play games that aren't 3-point games? Like, I feel like they're always in super close games. So you're going to give me one of the teams with 3.5 points. Would anyone be surprised that the Steelers won this game? So you're going to give me the Steelers 3.5 points in a game that you wouldn't be surprised if they won. Mortal lock, Steelers plus 3.5.
Love that pick by you. This game reminds me a lot of Chiefs-Ravens from the beginning of the season. No one really knew how to handicap that one. You just kind of have to go with the points in circumstances like this. Love that I'm getting 3.5 from a very competent football team. And the fact that I also get to root against Lamar Jackson, which was my inaugural fade this man. He's a fake regular season warrior, will be bad in the playoffs. The fact that I get to root for that, I'll take Pittsburgh all day here.
Yeah, Sam, love your pick and the reasoning. Give me the Ravens.
Good.
Ooh.
Perfect. No, that was good.
Good
My
alliteration.
fuck you pick of the week.
Yeah.
Not the
no, that
not
was
the
a good fuck you
proper
pick.
writing
If I had to
it
fade
yet.
myself, I'm not that cold, but if I had to fade myself, that would have been my pick, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Ravens by 20.
Yeah, Ravens by 20. Jesse and I taking the Steelers plus 3.5. Curry taking the Baltimore Ravens. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Titans are 5.5-point favorites. I love the Titans here. Almost more to lock them, but they have trouble covering, so I didn't. Bengals are going to be without both tackles, I believe, and their center. So it was
and
already
maybe Mixon.
So what was already a bad offense around Joe Burrow, besides the receivers, is going to be even worse. Titans are a good football team, I believe. So minus 5.5 Titans, fairly comfortably.
Give me the Titans here. I just think Joe's can't keep holding up. I mean, not that I'm rooting for injury here, but like that's just an injury waiting to happen. And I think he's going to get bruised and battered yet again this week. So give me the Titans.
Moral lock, Tennessee Titans covering against the Bengals. Thank you.
So you're going to get heartbroken back-to-back week by the Bengals?
Yes.
That's not even a self-fade. I figured you'd
lock.
self-fade this week.
No.
Never. He's not going down like that.
You think I would? I'm not going to go down. I'm not going to go down and be like, oh, like
Respect.
this is a pick that I completely – I don't feel comfortable, like, sitting there and being like, this is a stupid pick. Because then if it doesn't hit, like, say I was
You
like,
feel
oh,
like
let
a
me fade myself
moron.
and bet the Bengals. It's like, I knew the Titans were – why did I just bet the Titans? So –
Right. I'm just going to say
give the ball to Derrick
I
Henry.
hit on primetime Kirk with that logic. So, crazy things
Yeah,
happen.
that was a legendary pick. Legendary.
Okay, so we are all taking the Tennessee Titans minus 5.5. Next, we have Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. Chargers are 3-point favorites. I don't love giving the Chargers 3-point favorites. They don't win games by a ton of points. Broncos kind of stink. I don't know who's starting a quarterback for them this week.
Lock. That was a fake
Lock?
injury. Yeah.
Okay, that was a fake injury. But I think Lindsey might play. They'll have the two-headed monster. He got cleared from concussion protocol, as Jesse knows. Give me the Broncos plus 3. Not too confident in that. But I'm just going to take two bad teams, take the home team that's getting points.
Yeah, this team got absolutely. Mahomes barely was unleashed last week, and they dropped 43 on this putrid Denver defense. I think Herbert's going to be able to put up some serious points. He's looked great thus far. He's looked like the best, dare I say, rookie of the year material. Herbert, full confidence in him to cover here. Denver stinks. Give me the Chargers.
Damn. I'm going to have to go with the Chargers as well. I like Herbert. I wish they didn't have to stab Tyrod Taylor for him to get a chance to play. But now that it's happened, like if I'm a Chargers fan, I'm so psyched about it, to be honest.
If there are Chargers fans.
Yeah, wherever
all
they
three
are.
of them.
I don't know. Yeah, there's somewhere.
The Chargers fans.
Yeah, name me one high-profile Chargers fan, like celebrity Chargers fan. They don't exist.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't even think he is.
Go Chargers.
Drake and Josh. They had that one episode with like the foam finger. Oh no, that was Padres.
That was Padres.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
That was the foam finger. Get out of here, dude. So yeah, give me the Chargers as well. Broncos stink. Lindsey stinks.
Okay.
No, take that back. That was a great pick.
Take that back. Take that back. He's not going to take it back.
I'm not gonna take it back.
Disgusting.
I'm taking the Broncos. Game. You guys are taking the Chargers. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints at the Chicago Bears. New Orleans Saints are 5-point favorites. Big recency bias line, but I'm contractually obligated to pick against the Bears here. I could see the Saints going on their run here. Their midseason run that they like to do, despite Drew Brees looking over the hill. So give me the Saints -5 here.
Little analytic for you. Drew Brees is the worst quarterback I've ever seen in under 45-degree weather. It is going to be frigid in Chicago this week. Drew Brees will shrivel up and not do anything in the passing game. I could see Kamara covering this by himself, considering the Bears are frauds. But because I get that weather analytic, I'm going to try to be a smart guy, and I'll take the Bears here and probably fail miserably.
Yeah, I depended on the Bears last week, and they let me down massively. But, I mean, Jesse, you just said, like, you know, Drew Brees is going to shrivel up and not be a factor in the passing game. Like, he hasn't looked elite at any point this season. He has not looked like the Drew Brees of old, or even the Drew Brees of, like, 2 years ago. But Kamara, he's got enough weapons around him to win games, especially against teams that can't score or get in the end zone like the Bears. You know, when all you have to do is dump it off 2 yards down the field and not turn it over, I think you should be able to handle the Bears. So give me the Saints.
Okay. Over-under in this game is 43.5. Fun fact. That's like a college line.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, because Drew's going to be so cold.
Yeah. So Curry and I taking the Saints. Jesse taking the Bears here. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. Another line I don't love. Very tough pick here. Our magnum opus take as a collective group, I would say, is how good the NFC West was going to be. Everyone kind of knew it, but we were on top of how good they're actually going to be.
IIQ podcast.
Yeah,
I was quoted as saying if there's going to be 3 playoff teams from a division, it's going to be the NFC.
4.
Or the NFC.
Yeah, it might be 4. Yeah.
There could be 4.
We'll see.
That'd be crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, we were all low on the Rams, which is probably the worst take that we had. But they might finish in 4th. They might finish in 4th.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they not a game out of last?
Yeah.
Come on.
So I guess I'll take the Seahawks here just because they're at home, but not much conviction. Seahawks -2.5.
Sorry, what's the Seahawks versus who?
Niners.
All right, 2.5. Yeah, the Seahawks, shockingly and under the radar, I would say, have the worst passing defense in the NFL.
Yeah, Jimmy G sucks, though.
Jimmy G sucks as well. Kittle is going to have a big day, but I tend to believe that it's not going to matter. I think the Seahawks are going to get their revenge from last week because they just had an absolute collapse. And you look at the game film, it's not Russell Wilson's fault. The linemen are blocking the wrong people. The wide receivers didn't know the play. It led to an easy pick in overtime, which saved my ass in fantasy and Arizona money line. So thank you, Russell Wilson. But they covered this week.
Yeah, that was another heartbreaking beat that I had last week. Didn't want to mention that, but since Jesse said that he had Cards money line, I did have Seahawks last week, and there was a leverage call on a late field goal that
leverage
a leverage call, which is a made-up penalty. Like, they literally said leverage 15 yards, and I almost threw my phone through the TV because then that wiped off a field goal, and then the Cardinals ended up scoring to go down 3, get the ball back, kick a field goal, send it to overtime, win it overtime, rather than kick a field goal and lose the game by 7 points, which would have been ideal. So for that, I will say fuck the Seahawks. Give me the Niners.
Okay, Jesse, who'd you
Another
take?
fuck you pick.
I took Seahawks.
Okay, so Jesse and I taking Seahawks, Curry taking the 49ers. Curry, a lot of just revenge fuck you picks today. I'd say about four or 5 games on the slate. Next we have the Dallas Cowboys. God, at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are 8.5-point favorites.
That line ballooned.
That line. So we're in a Curry, quick tip for you here. We're in a blazing 5 pool, Curry and I. Jesse rage quit as we went through on this podcast.
On episode 2 of Weekly Pick'em.
I don't know exactly when that line locks, but we have it at 3.5 right now. So
that's the most arbitrage of the year. It has to be.
Yeah, it's
5-point arbitrage?
Yeah, that's absurd.
A lock and a half.
Is anyone not going to take that?
I don't know.
The entire pool should.
Yeah,
if they listen to the podcast, that's a freebie.
Yeah. So Eagles are 8.5-point favorites. I don't love the Eagles here. I wanted to take them so bad, but obviously the line balloon. That's probably why I wanted to take them so bad. Give me DiNucci Magic on a Sunday night. They still lose, but not by more than 8.5 points. Cowboys plus 8.5. They have to cover at some point, and Vegas has to get. I think this might be a troll Vegas Dallas covers because everyone thinks they know better now, so they come at you with the Cowboys cover.
Eagles don't have it in them to beat a team by 14 yet. There's just way too much going on that's wrong. The linebacking core stinks. I think Zeke rebounds nicely here. And Ben DiNucci, little-known fact, Mike McCarthy said he was clocked in at practice. He has a 21 MPH in him, so he's on Daniel Jones tier speed-wise. And they got cooked by him on that one play. The turf monster ate him up, but if Ben DiNucci can run a little bit, I think he can make some noise against our linebackers. Even if he can't throw a ball 5 yards, you get that extra blocker if the quarterback's running in the pass game. So or in the run game. Let me get the Cowboys here. I think they can have a miracle cover of some sorts.
Geez, give me the Birds for the love of God. Like, I think the Cowboys offense has been so bad the past 2 weeks without Dak that people are forgetting how bad their defense was. Like, even with Dak, their defense was the worst in the league.
Yeah.
And it's still the worst in the league. Like, and now they just can't score. So now they're getting blown out by the Washington football team. Like, so I think this is a big get-right game for the Eagles. They really need – Jesse said they can't beat a team by 14 points. I think now is the time that things start coming together a little bit if they want to say to themselves, like, hey, like, we can win the division, so we should just, like, do it rather than everybody, like, kind of playing hot potato with not wanting to win the fucking division in the NFC East. So, yeah, I think this would be like a statement win for the Eagles to win comfortably. So give me the Birds.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, these division games are always so weird. It's so hard to tell.
Fair.
But Jesse and I taking the Cowboys, Curry taking the Eagles here. Next we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New York Giants. Buccaneers are 12-point favorites. 24 hours ago, they were 10.5-point favorites, I think. I think this is all public money because people are recency biasing the Buccaneers. They have an embarrassment of riches, but they're going to be missing a few receivers here. Giants don't have an atrocious defense. 12 seems like way too many points for me. So I'm going to have to take the Giants plus 12. I'm not comfortable because they stink, but based on that, I'm going to take the Giants plus 12.
I'm always going to be on are we sure the Giants are bad train because the past 3 weeks they've had moments. They just haven't put it together from a full defensive effort and a full offensive effort package standpoint. If that ever happens, like I think they can obviously keep the game within 12. The defense is okay. Offense is getting better and better with Sterling Shepard now in the mix.
Might be out.
might be out. That would be a sin because I just picked him up in fantasy. Hate that. Also, some COVID concerns from both teams. The Giants might not have an offensive line, so wait until that happens before you pick a side here. But on a Thursday, I'm going to lean towards Giants. So give me them.
Yeah, I mean, that Bucs-Raiders game last week was a lot closer than the score would tell you. I mean, it was like a 3-point game, I think, going into the fourth quarter, and then touchdown.
They're pub stompers. The Bucs are pub stompers.
Yeah, it was a touchdown, then a pick, and then an immediate touchdown, and then another touchdown, just like as an exclamation point. So I think that game was a lot closer. I think the Bucs can be explosive, and their defense is really, really good. But I think the line is just a little bit too much. Again, because the Giants can kind of hold their own. Maybe Daniel Jones breaks free. Who knows? But what are the Giants against the spread? Do we know for the season? They have to be
They have a
decent.
good record.
good against the spread.
I'll look it up real quick.
They're in every game that they
too
play.
bad. I can't. I'm locked out of the game. But yeah, I would say it's very good. I can remember them covering at least half their games.
All right, we'll give me the Giants.
Okay, we're all taking the Giants. A little risque. That is our slate for Week 8. Baseball ended. Perry, how big is the asterisk on this season, would you say?
It's definitely smaller than the one that the Astros have. The Astros don't even have an asterisk. They should just not even be in this imaginary book where we're writing things in, the record book, I guess.
The sports radio book.
You know, I don't want to put an asterisk. They were the best team all year. Even if they play 162 games, the Dodgers were – you think they're not going to, like, be the best team in the NL or the best team in the majors? Like, is it cheap the way that they had to do it? Could you say that they had an easier path to the World Series, not playing as many games? I mean, sure. But I think this was like, hey, like, let's just cut to the chase. Like, the Dodgers are going to win the World Series whether we play a long season or a short one. So,
yeah,
we got a short one.
I agree with you.
That's my contention.
I agree with you. I think the Dodgers are the best team, and obviously everyone played under the same rules, so the best team under that rules won. But the thing that's a little fishy to me is that obviously Kershaw benefited from only playing 60 games versus 162.
That's true.
He's more in midseason form coming into that than he would normally be. But I'll give it to the Dodgers. I mean, they won under the rules.
You can say that about any pitcher, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone had that aspect. I mean, he's on the older side, so it might help out a guy like him more, but every other pitcher had to deal with that circumstance.
Again, they played under the same rules as everyone else, but it's definitely something that would be more of an advantage to some teams than other.
And shout out to our boy Justin Turner, former beloved Met, just ignoring every protocol ever, going out to celebrate with COVID.
Yep.
I mean, the team approved of it, so do what you got to do, but I found that hilarious.
We're running out of time. Big week for us this week. I'm calling it right now. Catch you guys next time.
Hate you guys. Nah, I love you guys.